What's up, Instagram? How are you guys doing? Can you guys hear me well? Hi, Adi. Hi, Parth. Can you guys hear me well today? Is the sound okay? Super. That's brilliant. Great to know that. I'm going to wait for some more people to join in. As you all know, we have an amazing and incredible drummer all the way from the Bay Area today on the Zildjian Talk. It's the 12th episode. It's been just about 3 months that we've been doing these sessions, and thank you for all your support and amazing messages that you guys keep sending us. Hi Rupesh, hi Arvind, hi Harsh. Great to see everyone here. Hi Gautam, great to see you here. I'm very excited today. Actually, he's one of my idols, somebody who I've been following for almost a decade now. First, I saw him, on those shed sessions that used to come with Tony Royster and some incredible drummers. So a big fan, and I recently met him at NAM in LA this year, and he's just an amazing guy. So just a short introduction before I get him onto the chat. As you all know, he's one of the most world-renowned drummers. He has worked with critically acclaimed artists and bands like the Mars Volta, Thundercat, Suicidal Tendencies, Keisha Cole, and his own band, The Memorials. He has also toured with artists like Eros Ramazzotti, Residente, and Christian Scott. He has also performed on the Zildjian Live, which I feel was one of the best episodes of the season 1. Just incredible drumming, powerful drumming, and one of my favorite episodes for sure. He started drumming at a pretty young age, and he won the Guitar Center Drum Off, which happens in America at the age of 9. And at the age of 10, he was the youngest recipient for a Zildjian endorsement. So without any further ado, I'm going to invite the one and only Thomas Pridgen. Let's see if he's here. Hey, Thomas. Let's see.
Hey,
Hi, Thomas.
how you doing, man?
How are you, brother?
I'm chilling. How you doing?
Very good, very good. Firstly, welcome to the Zildjian Talk. Welcome to the Zildjian India page. It's an absolute honor for us to have you here, and thank you for your time.
All good. What's going on?
Good, man. So tell us, how are things back in the Bay Area, and how are you kind of dealing with this whole lockdown and being at home?
Well, the Bay Area is like, I don't know, like here it's like super festive. Like we have like a go outside and, talk about how you feel, protest type of energy in the city
Yeah.
all the time. So, mainly people are just, doing what they do, go outside, play, do art, skateboard, do the same shit. But a lot of people are struggling because it's crazy with like work and everything is kind of like, it's building back up, but everything closed down. So the music scene is super closed.
Yes.
But I don't know, man. Everybody's like playing outside and, musicians around are trying to grab generators and go to the most. I had a lot of, I got some friends who are just playing in random places just around the city. And they're like, they kind of like low key in secret. But I don't know. It's a weird time. So we're just all doing what we do. I'm teaching a lot of lessons and just recording on a lot of tracks and been practicing and like moving my drum set around a lot and just like trying to see, just like feel the different vibes. Maybe like because usually when you are in a gig kind of platform, you're so used to having like a set way you have your drums set up. So now I've been exploring
Right.
with sound a lot more and exploring with just like the way my drums are set up and the way they sound and tuning. I'm having a lot more time to get real like deep into like what I think is as far as like new and creation right now.
That's amazing. Yes, I've been following you on Instagram, and I've been seeing all your stories. Uh, some of them are really funny, and I, I really love your sense of humor, the way you kind of put your stuff out, and also if you can speak out a little more about the teaching part. There are a lot of drummers on the chat as well from India, and can they connect with you? Is it like a DM that they need to send you, or is there an email ID that they can connect?
Yeah, I'm like doing a DM. You can DM me or email me. Um, Man, but like the drum lessons, so I have like a concept. Like trying to figure out like a concept on drums on making just like, rudiments and like certain things that are just easily, you could just grab them off the internet, you know what I mean? Like rudiments and little quirky little combinations, but I'm throwing those hand things in with the bass drum and trying to apply them all around the drums and also like playing them at like a nice speed with like dynamics.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like you playing these things on the internet and you can't hear dynamics. So a lot of drummers don't have like an iRig or they don't have like a Pro Tool setup. So I'm trying to make it really easy for people who are just on an iPad or maybe on an iPhone, just so
Right.
for them because I know and I'm also learning a lot from people on the internet too. So it's like I get better at teaching the more I teach. So it's like pretty cool because I'm like getting to dive real deep. So I don't know, this whole like lockdown thing, I just been taking advantage of it as far as just being able to get more inside of myself.
That's amazing. Uh, Also, wanted to talk to you about like your earlier days and your influences when you were when you were 8 years old. I've read when you started gigging when you were eight. So how was that? When did you start learning, and when did this whole thing start for you?
Well, like I don't know, like I've been playing my whole life. So I was always like seeing drummers that I was in, see drummers that were better than me because I was so young.
Right.
So I just like, I would go to like my mom used to take me to clubs. She would take me to like it's a club here called Kimball's East, and
Mhm.
she would take me on date nights with her. So I would go to the club, and that club would have like amazing musicians playing coming from out of town. So I saw like Vinnie Colaiuta with John Patitucci and like Dennis Chambers with Graffiti and
Wow.
Rochelle Farrell with Poogie Bell and like dude Nancy Wilson and Al Foster was playing with Nancy Wilson. I got to see fucking Sheila E. there. I got to see
Wow.
Yellow Jackets. Like so young, you know what I mean? And the drums was always like real close, to the crowd. So you could just see people really playing, you know what I mean? So I was inspired by people who are already legends because I was like dual generation. Like I grew up with like, the people we know now, but I also was like, inspired by like Tony Williams and like Dave Garibaldi and Troy Laketta. So it's like it was even my influence was mixed up with genres. So Troy Laketta was playing with Tesla, so that's like a rock thing. And
Yes.
then Dave Garibaldi is a Tower of Power, and then Tony Williams is that whole legacy shit, right? So it's like I got to like learn from these people so young that like they would just be honest with me. You know what I mean? I would ask
Mhm.
them things and they would just be super honest with me.
So you
And
took lessons from David. Did you take some private lessons with him? With
I took
David?
lessons with Dave Garibaldi.
Yeah.
And so even now when I see Dave, he just be like, man, make sure you practice. You know what I mean? He asked me how I'm doing, but he'd be like, practice, because he knows me, you know what I mean? And like, I feel like, I don't know, I just always was a student of the game, if that makes any sense.
Amazing. So you also were like one of the youngest Zildjian endorsees at the age of 10. How did that happen?
Um, Terry Lynn Carrington is a young endorser of Zildjian also. Terry Lynn
Okay.
Carrington is very young
Yeah.
too. But I'm younger than her, but I was there really young. That's like an accolade that is really like dope because Zildjian is like a legacy brand that, everybody has played Zildjian. They make the sickest, they know what they doing, man. And so like
Absolutely.
it's like, I don't know, it's amazing, but like, I don't know, like for me, it's just like I was always playing, that I always just trying to, real talk, I'm just trying to, just like, I don't know. I think the music part of it is really is important. So I was always just inspired by the music, like trying to just play music, you know.
Right. So, as we are, on the Zildjian India page, if you can talk more about like Zildjian Cymbals and, when you started off, I currently know that you're using a lot of A customs and EFX and, the Oriental China and stuff like that. So when did you start off? What kind of series and what symbols were you using back in the day?
I was always using those A customs, obviously,
Yeah.
because they just always sound good. And like they had like this when I was real young, they had this ad, and Vinny was using the A customs a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I try everything out. I had a whole long period where I was just playing all A's. And then I had, a period where I was playing 24-inch crashes. Like, I just mix it up. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just like in a weird mood. So it's just like, it's just dope that I have like the options to be able to go and just like, and I think that's the blessing about it. It's like, this cymbal company is so sick, and then you got the options to be able to do this. And musically, it's like, that's all it's about, like being able to have different like things to express yourself. So that's why it's like such a big thing, because it's like, damn, man, people that allow you to like be able to express yourself and then give you, you know, they got a range of ideas. Because sometimes it's like I watch these kids that live in places that they can't get any gear, but
Yeah.
like, they have like this crazy talent and they're creative. And so, that's just been a blessing for me, is that I had shit to be able to like really dive in deep. Like my grandmother, she would buy me a snare drum on Christmas. Man, I need water like shit. She would buy me a snare drum on Christmas, and it just made me practice. You know what I mean? I would just stay on the drums. And so it's like, dude, I'm about to get water. Give me 1 second.
Sure, 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 man. Ash Base. Great to see you, everyone. Hi, Shivam.
I'm sorry, D. I had to do this, bro. I had to get some water.
No
That's all.
problem. No
I
problem.
couldn't even talk to you without water, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's just like, somebody just blessing you. It just makes you stay on the instrument. That's why it's like inspiration is led by people giving you ideas, and like it's like inspiration, like, I'm inspired. I got a fucking guitar, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, this guitar has a badass color. Now it's inspiring me even more.
Right.
It's like, so that's what like the powers that be try to prevent. They try to prevent people from being inspired. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to like at this point with all this world bullshit, because at the end of the day, this shit is world bullshit that as musicians
Yeah.
we don't really. But it's like, it's like you asked me about the Bay Area, and it's like this is a place that is thriving. It's a thriving place, and out of nowhere we have this fucking what are we doing? We have a fucking virus. We have a virus, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I have traveled all over the earth, bro, and have ate
Right.
all the food, everything I've ever been able to eat. So
Right.
I'm like, and I'm still not sick. So I'm over here like, hmm. So they just killed everything. So everybody has to like dig deep. You just gotta dig deep, you know what I mean? And yeah.
Yeah, man. It's the same thing out here. We were all kind of touring and doing a lot of stuff, but we are kind of since last 3 months everybody's home, and in some way it's great that we are able to get back to like basics and practice a lot and kind of understand our instrument better. But somewhere we got to gig with people, man. That's what it is.
Man, we about to start playing outside, man. I
Yeah.
I got a generator to start playing outside. We got like a bunch of like lakes and places people just go run and
Yeah.
hike. And so like my thing is like we're about to start playing outside more because it's the summer and like we got a generator. It's just like crazy because now it has dawned on people that this is not going to end. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, people are like, oh shit, I thought this shit was going to end. And I said it. I was like, oh, this is going to be 6 to 8 months. But
Yeah.
now it's, dude,
Yeah.
was supposed to come to India.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
I was
wow.
I was in Japan and somebody hit me up and they was like, bro, you should come to India. I was like, fuck. And
Oh, man.
to do the trip, and then we couldn't put it together because I've been trying to get out there because I know I'm gonna go out there and it's gonna be on a damn. I will be on a trip because y'all are crazy. I want to learn the verbal shit. I want to
Yeah.
learn all the verbal music, and I want to, man. I just want to study tabla. I want to come out there like bad.
That would be awesome, man. I hope we can do that in 2021 and have you here in Mumbai.
Let's do it, man. That dude
Yeah.
Hash knows it. I've been saying it the whole time. I need to come out
Yeah.
there.
We'll work something out for sure, man. So tell us about your practice routine, Thomas. Like even back in the day, did you have like a particular way of practicing and like, working on rudiments? And, I know you play a lot of, unison stuff with your pedal and your right hand, you spoke about that on Drumeo as well. So how was it while you were, earlier in the day practicing?
Uh, okay. So back in the day, I do the same shit I do now. Where some days I'll be like, you know what, I sound like shit, and I just be like trying to just get back to feeling. It's almost like doing like stretching or some shit where you're just trying to figure out how to get your limbs to move again. Because
Right.
sometimes if you haven't played for a few days, you'll be kind of a little bit low key rusty. So you're trying to like just get to the vibe, trying to go straight to getting the hands together, and then you might want to play to some music. So I play the music some days, or I do it all. Like I don't think of it like a practice routine.
Okay.
Like right now, like I'm in front of a practice pad, so
Okay.
I'll be playing, not even tripping. Like I hold sticks and just be playing on the fucking couch. So like when I would do shows, usually what I would do is I would try to hold the sticks from 2 o'clock to like the show time.
Right.
Because then I know I'm indirectly playing. I'll sit on the floor, you be warming up, getting ready for this shit. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
just, your body together. And then other times, like yesterday, I was on the drums and I was playing 5. Oh, but I was doing over the bass drum. But I was doing it really fast, all over the drums. And then I got tired. I got really tired. I was like, fuck, I used to not get tired doing this.
Right.
So I did that for like an hour straight. I don't know, dude. I forget a lot of shit too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff that I try to like, that I played or I seen people play, I forget about it. And I'll be on to the next. So I try to like, I don't know, like I try to not avoid the next, but I move on from stuff, bro. Like sometimes like you get too captivated in something you have already done before. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was watching Rodney Holmes the other day, and Rodney Holmes is like, I never remember Rodney Holmes being that guy who was playing blister and double bass. You know what I mean? Like, but now
Right.
like Rodney Holmes and he's playing blister and double bass. So it's cool to like watch people evolve also, as long as people are keeping a consistent like, you know, in like just the consistent practice regimen. You know what I mean? Even if your
Yes.
evolution is cool as hell because it's like it's good to watch. Like to watch you watch dudes who are like amazing like chops players. Like Ricky Lawson had chops, and
Yes.
then Lawson when Ricky Lawson was you know getting later on in his life, he was
Just I've lost you for a bit. I'm just gonna add him. Sorry, guys, some technical glitch. Yeah, I think we're back.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started hitting this practice pad and it unplugged my thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what I was about to
Got
say is Ricky Lawson. Ricky Lawson was like a badass drummer, like fills all the shit, right?
yes.
And then like in his later years, he was playing with Michael Jackson. He's playing with Babyface. He's playing with like Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets is when he was digging in, and
Right.
he was more known for being a pocket player. So his evolution, but he was an amazing pocket player too. So I feel like you can people evolve. You know what I mean? People. You have to evolve. You have to change your shit up. You can't be the same thing all the time. You
Right.
know,
Right.
it's like, and sometimes you get gigs that are just like that. Like, man, sometimes, dude, I trip out, man. It's like Abe Laboriel. Like, I seen Abe Laboriel in person, and I've heard him on records where I was just like, what the fuck? He be killing, and like, I don't think he gets his just due. He's a badass, and because he plays behind people where he's just playing the pocket,
Yeah.
and and he's great at that too. But he's also like a technician too. So it's like, I think as a musician, you got to be able to be like a chameleon in ways where you can bend and be in all different genres. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just are people focus on you as one thing. Because like the
Right.
Mars Volta, that was one part of me, but it's a lot of different parts of me that about my playing that is not like necessarily highlighted in the Mars Volta shit.
Yeah. So, Thomas, talk us about your Berkeley experience. And, there are a lot of young drummers on the chat. How important is to go to a university or a school and get proper training, according to you?
I don't know if I got proper training at a school, bro.
Okay.
I don't even know if my training is proper. I just know that like Berkeley was good for me because all the connections and all the people that I met were like, if you went to Berkeley, I would have met you at Berkeley. You know what I mean? And I'd have been like, this is my partner from Berkeley, and we would have had the opportunity to actually play drums together.
Yes.
All
Yes.
that shit, all that shit that we can hang out, go eat a fucking burrito,
Yeah.
come back to school, practice, go fucking smoke some weed, come back to the school and practice, go to the fucking, we would have a connection, right?
Yeah.
And so I would have you, and then I would have met my homeboy from New York. And now all three of us are going out and hanging out and playing drums and connecting. And he's showing me our shit, and we all connecting. And then I'm showing you how you could do one of your things better, and then you showing me how to. You see what I'm saying? It's all people think of it so fucking silly, but it's like, bro, you can connect with people, and connection is big,
Yeah.
especially if you're art. It's like so. The Berkeley was dope because it was bigger than the school. It was man. I get to meet all these people from different walks of life, and we showing our music shit. You know what I mean? We sharing music. Some
Yeah.
man people. You be watching these fucking idiots. They be like, man, you's a clown. It's like, bro, you are an idiot, bro. I played dominoes with some of the most solid musicians out. Played dominoes. Played a fucking board game with them, and
Wow.
sit with them so I know personally how they feel about music. You know what I mean? I think that's so important just to be talking like music. Like that's the whole reason this is bullshit, is because they have made us lose connection with each other. Like motherfuckers going outside and protesting to connect with each other.
Right.
That's the cool thing about the school, is like, God damn, we need each other. I need to talk to you and bend and eat your food and you eat what the fuck I like, and then we need that shit, dude. That's
Yeah.
like, that's what this is all about. And these people they're playing us. They're playing us. They're making us think, oh fucking, it's mind manipulation, bro. So it's like
Right.
the school thing was dope, but also at the school it was like I was living in Boston. So it was like, for me, like I felt like the people I met in my short amount of time and the things that I learned at the school was what I needed to do, and I needed to go. You know what I mean? It wasn't a place I
Right.
wanted to like fucking too long at. And
Right.
like Boston then was different than Boston now. You know what I mean? Boston now is like nice and lit. Like
Yeah.
when I was there, it was like, you know, I was 17. I couldn't get in none of the clubs. You know what I mean? I would be playing around the city, but not like I should have. And in the pay, it was just Boston, you know. And I didn't really dig the city of Boston, mainly because it was cold. You know what I mean? I'm not an East Coast kid. I'm a West Coast kid. So
Got it.
It wasn't nothing the city did to me. It was just a brutal place. And for me, yeah, I just had to go. So I was there for 2 years and I dipped off.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I also wanted to know, Thomas, how do you build your own language? When there is so much, obviously, you've been part of the gospel chops and stuff. How do you build your own language? Because I see a lot of drummers using this whole thing and sounding pretty much same. How do you build your own language? When I hear you, I can see that the things that you've changed up, and the things that you incorporate is you. How do you work on that as a drummer?
Hmm. Man, I was just blessed to come from church. Like, but my parents' situation and my family dynamic is fucking weird. So it's like, you know, my mom has her own feelings, and my grandmother used to take me to church. You feel me? My mom, she went to church, but she wasn't like, I gotta go to church. You know what I mean? So my grandmother had me in church, and I loved church because that's where the music was. But my mom would be like, you know what? You should do some other shit. You should skateboard, or you should go come to this club. You know what I mean? And she wasn't, you know, my grandmother also took me to clubs, so don't get me wrong, but it was like my mom was trying to diversify me. She wasn't trying to make me just be a part of one thing. So even though I grew up in church and I got my morality in church, I also was learning from I also was skateboarding. So I was listening to like No Effects and Suicidal Tendencies and like Thrash and like fucking Fishbone and like Mr. Bungle and fucking dude, anything I could get my hands on. Plus, I was also ingrained with like John P. Key and like Hezekiah Walker, and so like, and then my mom was also all into like Teddy Pendergrass and Luther Vandross. So I was hearing R&B and then hip hop, like rap shit, like. You know, I live in the hood, so I was encompassed by No Limit Records and Biggie and Tupac and all that shit, fucking Jodeci and all that shit. So I was listening to hella
Right.
different types of music. At the same time, I was playing music. You know what I mean? So that's just what it was. So a lot of people, the reason why they sound the same is because they got the same diet. They do the same shit. You know what I mean? They don't
Right.
they you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they I don't know. Like for me, like my friends are super eclectic. Like they all are different, and I ask them for different music. So I listen to all that shit. I'd be like, oh, send me something. So you know, I have people, my friends in Puerto Rico who I play in a band with. They send me music, and then my homeboy in fucking Dubai is sending me what he likes, and then
Right.
you, and then I'm listening to so much different type of music that it's hard. even though I come up from a certain place, that doesn't mean that I have to only like grab from that area. You know what I mean? Like I take from there, and we all like are inspired by that. But like I think that's the whole point of this shit. That's why it's like it's so many different type of people. Is because that's what moves this shit along. It moves it along when you have diversity because now you have to share ideas.
Yeah, and I think it's also your life story. I think what we play, I feel it somehow it also it's our life that we kind of put it into it, and like that's your story that you're saying. So I think that's what is more important, to have your own story, and it's great to learn all these chops and things from people, but once you sit on the instrument, I think it's you have to say your story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, you always, you're gonna tell your story by how much experience you got.
Yeah.
Like people be like, bro, is it how much you practice or is it a gift? And I'm like, okay, well, I guess, okay, to me, what a gift is someone implanting something in you at an early age that you like.
Yes.
If or if you are a young person and someone gives you a book and you just grow really great, you just like books, you just like words and you like reading them and what they mean, you're going to turn into a prodigy writer or storyteller because that's the shit you like to do already and someone gave you a fucking book. A lot of times that's what I'm talking about. It's like you got to give people, you have to share inspiration. You have to, it's hard because some people are like vampires,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like that's what was given to me. I was young, and Dennis Chambers. I'm like, Mr. Dennis Chambers, I love you, and he just let me play on his drums, and
Wow.
that it is just what makes somebody young. It just makes you gravitate more to it because you see that it's working. Like, and even older people, when they see some shit is working, motherfucker be making some fucking barbecue sauce. He make a barbecue sauce. Somebody like he got a bottle out of nowhere and a label. You be like, God damn, this motherfucker is a barbecue man now. So it's like
Yeah.
people love that, and that's what they try to that's what they try to fuck you over with because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you. That's why right now is almost like a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
people because you can't fake the funk. You can't go
Yeah.
sit and tell people what gig you do. Like that's irrelevant at a moment like this. It's like pure talent and creativity is the only thing that's gonna thrive at a moment like this. And so it's like I don't know. It don't matter how much bullshit you do over and over again. People can see through it because the microscope is on. You know what I mean? The microscope
Right.
super on you right now because you got to film your own self. You got to record your own self. You got to play the drums. You got to make sure the lighting is good. You got to mix it. You can't package this shit with hella people. So people are you're gonna see a lot of people are folding, you know what I mean? But you're gonna see a lot of good things come out of this situation um because creativity is the only thing you can do, man. These businesses, bro, out here are all boarded up. So it's like, damn, motherfuckers is doing graffiti all over them, like dope shit, like not just graffiti, but like dope artwork all over them. And I feel like something positive is gonna happen out of this. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's been too long. Even if it's just a idea, sometimes an idea just idea moves mountains. You know what I mean? It's like the idea of everybody acknowledging a problem. You know?
Right. Right. Uh, Thomas, how important is to play outside your comfort zone? Like, I've heard that, you shifted to Italy, for 3, 4 months playing with a band there, and, you've done wide variety of stuff with that. Like, so how important is for you as a drummer to step outside your comfort zone in music?
I think. Well, I step outside my comfort zone just because I feel like hopefully I will. Like, I mean, I have like when okay, so Eros was outside of my comfort zone, and Eros is Italian, and the whole crew is Italian. It's like 70 Italian guys who barely. Some of them speak real good English, and it's not a lot of people all speaking to me. So, and I was the only black dude. I took the gig on because not only is how they reached me was just insane, but like they just was cool. And I appreciate Eros. Like Eros is a good musician and he's about his craft. He's been doing it for so long that I wanted to learn from him. So I went out there and my idea was that if I can go play with a bunch of guys who don't speak English and we can speak music and it works and it sounds great, then I could do that with anybody across the world. I could go to any part of the world and work with somebody if I can go work with this guy. So that was my idea. My idea is that I want to play music with people all across the world. Like I want to be playing in fucking Russia with some band and then come back home and play in Oakland and then go back and play with my friends in South America and then go play in LA. Like to me, it's just like, because I get to travel, I get to see different cultures, you know what I mean? And I'm inspired by that. And that's like big to me. It's big to, be able to have this wide network of musicians that and they're, I don't know. To me, it's just amazing that you could do that. Like, I don't think any kind of other job is that crazy where you get to travel like 40 days in crazy countries. You know what I mean? And you're just traveling. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing, but you're traveling. So it's like it's dope.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Eros was, I was out with Eros for like a year, a long time. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. And it was fun, but I was away from my family, which made it really difficult. But I appreciated that, So I don't know, man. I just think that it's important is to be able to spread your network of people. It's important, like, because right now people send me music to play on, and they send me music to play on, and they be from all over the world. Like, I got a guy from Israel sending me music right now, and then, I did a song with some dude in Japan the other week. So to me, it's cool because it's like, that's why I said creativity is the only thing that's going to thrive in a moment like this. Because it's like, and like being able to do it is a blessing. Having the gear and like having the spot, you know what I mean? Some places people can't play in their house, so it's a blessing. But that's been my goal, man.
Amazing. What kind of a studio setup do you have right now? And like, what mics, if you can talk about some gear that you're using in the studio currently for recording drums?
I'm just using the drum set, and then I got mics. I got Earthwork mics, and I got some other shit going on. And then I'm using Personas mixer. The Personas has like 16 ends. So I just go mic straight to the Personas.
Right. Are you endorsed with Audix?
No, man, I'm not doing Alex anymore. The guy
Okay.
Alex left.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. So I'm just like, now my shit is hella lit, and I could play in there. And I'm just trying to get good sound in there. Like I got, the DW shit sound hella good, and then I got, Evans and all that shit.
Are you using the acrylic kit or the maple kit?
I'm using a black kit. I don't even know what it is, bro. It's a black kit that I'm recording on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. There were some questions from a couple of musicians from Mumbai. This is one from Aditya Jaikar from Mumbai. He's asking, how was it working with Christian Scott, his creative process and way of thinking, and how all that came together with your approach on Rewind That?
Man, Christian is damn, I always get the Christian question. Christian question. So yeah, yeah. So me and Christian, we used to see each other in the lobbies of Berkeley, and I always was like, yo, we should play together. So we finally started playing together, and yeah, we made Rewind That. We made the first one, and then the first one turned into a record deal, and then we made the second one. And so the second one is actually Rewind That you guys have heard.
Yeah.
So I bet one day that he leaks the first record. That'd be so dope. But but yeah, so Rewind That, it was a lot of, records that we were already playing at shows around. And I appreciate Christian so much, man. Christian,
Yeah.
like, Christian was just like a good dude, man. I fuck with him. I remember the Mars Volta came to see me play with Christian. Like, I was rehearsing with the Mars Volta, and I was like, dude, I got a gig with Christian Scott. You want to come? And they came. And I thought that was good. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Christian was cool. The creative process was just, I was channeling, I feel like I was channeling Will Kennedy. That's my idea of it, to me.
Yeah.
Because Will Kennedy was such a big influence. All that Yellow Jackets and
Yes. Yes.
oh, like
Oh,
I love Will Kennedy. So what up, Tony? I was just channeling Will, and yeah, man, Will Kennedy was like, I don't know. Will Kennedy is just like, I don't know, God to me. Just like, cause me and my boy Brian, we would just sit there and try to play left-handed. You
yeah.
know, we try to play left-handed like Will. And I don't know. So I was on the rewind that thing is just me. A lot of channeling of Tony Williams. I mean of Tony of
That's
this
good.
Bill Kennedy.
Right. Right. So yeah, as we see, the amazing Tony Royster Jr. is here on the chat as well. If you can talk us about the stuff that you guys recorded together in I think about 2006, the Gospel Chops. I think it's one of the videos which has inspired so many drummers across the globe. If you can chat something about that, how was that experience?
Man, that was actually a real good time, man. Just cause like, you know, we were all so young and it was just like we were just super testosteroned out. So we really wanted to kill each other. I don't know. It was good. It was good. I mean, in hindsight, you know what I mean? It was a really good time. And then, you know, also I had a lot of people find me off those videos. You know, like I saw you on those videos. So I think it was cool. And you know,
Yeah, it's pretty all over the place, that video. So it was a viral.
yeah, and all of us have had like a long relationship. You know what I mean? We've known each other for like more than half our lives at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, dude, I've known you since I was 9. Like, it's like, damn. So I don't know. I think every situation and a lot of situations that I had without at the time I didn't like, I feel like they all turned out to be, you know, good in hindsight for what I was going, you know, what I was doing. So it was good.
Mm, yeah. Uh, so what was your first official session like for an album?
Um, my first recording session, I did my first recording session when I was 9, but
Wow.
I played on this gospel record called GMWA, and I think it was in Chicago. It was, I don't even know what year, but I was 9, and yeah, it was crazy. That's at that moment. That's probably what made me feel like that. Just probably gave me, I made me overconfident, and then I just started going skits with it. Cause like now you you know when you're doing things it all the time be going so damn fast.
Right.
You don't really realize what you're doing until it's like you sitting at the house for a fucking. Dude, I don't think I've sat at home for 3 months. I don't think I've been in this city for 3 months ever.
Wow.
Like I'm here for 3 months.
Months. Crazy.
I lived here my whole life and never stayed here for longer than 3 months in my adult life. It's crazy.
Yes. Okay, so we have a question from Tony. I think you being in the industry for so long and still beasting and have shit still to say with the drums, still inspiring and motivating people.
Is that a question?
Yeah.
Question. What's the question? I don't.
So he's basically saying you've been in the industry for so long and you've been pretty much all over the place and you're kind of still inspiring and motivating people with your drumming even today. You have something new to say, even today. So how do you go about that?
Dude, this shit is a struggle. I mean, you just do it, bro. You want to keep Tony. You know how to do it. You just keep playing. And it's like you gotta mix it up. Like sometimes, like if you doing a lot of clinics, you will get bored. You know what I mean? So you gotta be like, fuck it, I want to go play gigs. You know what I mean? Then you start playing a certain genre too much, and you be like, man, I gotta figure out how to dive into something else. You know what I mean? And you'll figure it out. You know people who play different styles of music. You just dive into different things, man. You try to keep mixing it up. Maybe instead of like starting with the drums making a beat, start with the keys. You know what I mean? Just switch it up. Just because people always think they know you, and it's like, dude, I have multiple things about me that you don't know. You know what I mean? That are inspiring me. Like right now, I want to be a goddamn sushi chef. So all I look at is like, fuck. I'm looking at food and like, I also look at architecture, I look at art, you know what I mean? I look at clothes, you know what I mean? Like, so my inspiration is mixed up. So it's like, you gotta, I'll look at skateboarding. I'll go a whole day just freaking out on skateboarding. And to me, that shit, the way, looking at skating is one of the most, it's like the closest thing to playing drums to me. Because everything is about you improvising and, filming and like, landing, you know what I mean? Landing a trick or doing it aside, like doing it from an opposite direction. Like if you skate right or you skate goofy, skate from the left side, you know what I mean? Just like things like that is completely just like drumming. And so or like boxing, watching boxers, or Manny Pacquiao, how that fool be like punching from both hands. That should be crazy as hell to me. And like when I practice and I show people how to play things, and I incorporate just the right foot to watch people, just to watch the people, just like, have a hard time playing things that are just three limbs. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd be like, dude, the real future is really playing all four limbs. Right. Like you're some fucking, remember, you ever played Mortal Kombat? Remember Goro?
Yeah.
That kind of vibe where you, right. Like that's the next the next step really. So right. I don't know. I'm just inspired. I'm inspired to think like that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just keep thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like it's in my mind, and like if it's in your mind, you can figure out how to do it. Like I remember the memorials. Like that was my creation. Like I was like, yo, I want to do this with my friends, and we just like without even second guessing a lot of shit, it was just happening. It was like, damn, I want to do this, and it just manifests. It's like sometimes you gotta manifest what you want. You know what I mean? I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be the greatest drummer ever. I want to be sitting up there, you know what I mean? And people say that shit to me, which is fucking nuts. But it's weird because like I always looked at those dudes and I always like studied them and the way they would do shit and I don't know. So I'm a student of the game. You know what I mean? You know what to do.
Amazing. Are we going to see like a restaurant in the Bay Area with Thomas, like coming out with a restaurant?
Open up a sushi restaurant. And
yeah.
But man, it's sketchy right now, bro. They have dimmed our light a little bit with all this shit. They're like, man, it's election. We gotta psychologically beat these people to death. Like, yeah. They got motherfuckers, man. The fact this shit is bullshit when the groceries go up. It's like, why are they more expensive if we in a pandemic? It's like people is nuts, bro.
It's crazy. So Thomas, a last question about like a final message to all the upcoming drummers. What should they work on and how they should focus on getting, becoming a full-time drummer in a profession like this?
What's
your message to all the upcoming drummers? Like one final message?
That was my message. My message was, I just told you. Right. To the upcoming drummers, a message? bro, we at a time where the whole industry is on pause. So I just feel like, I don't know, man. I don't really have a message, bro. My mind is just like, don't stop. I mean, if you doing it, do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't stop it. Keep, changing your inspiration. Try to learn. Try to listen to a bunch of music. Go and just be like Afrobeat playlist, and then be like hip hop playlist. Then be like tabla playlist. Be like, wait, just everything, bro. Reggae playlist, and you'll hear motherfuckers you never heard, and then you go in there. I'm just telling you how to go on iTunes and do it, right? You go and you click, right, and then you go and you can see relatable searches, and you can see a bunch of people. The internet is vast.
Absolutely.
It's like, I don't know that, bro. If I grew up with the internet like this, bro, dude, I used to go to Berkeley. Remember when that I'm probably the FBI gonna come to my house about this. You know that Apple computer, right?
Yeah.
I was taking my little Apple laptop to the library at Berkeley, and I was fucking downloading everything in the library.
Wow.
Bro, Napster. So
Amazing.
I'm listening to everything, bro, because it's out. Everything people are selling their souls on the internet, so you can pretty much listen to anything you want.
Got it.
Like, it's inspiration is everywhere. You just gotta be willing to dive and spend that time like diving into new shit versus like watching movies and shit, like, or doing some shit like going, like, you gotta be a nerd about it. Like, when I was young, I wasn't going hiking and shit. Like, I was sitting in the house and trying to learn playing the fucking drums. I was a drum nerd, so it's pretty easy.
Amazing. Thomas, any upcoming projects? Like there was an album I think was supposed to release in July with the memorials.
The Trash Talk album just came out.
Yes.
I played on the new Trash Talk album. And then I played on the Spirit World album. All this shit is on my page. And then I got another album from this band called, this dude named it Phantasm, something shit. But
Okay.
I got a bunch of new albums. I got like 4 new albums on my page that are all on iTunes. And you don't like Kenny Beats? Homie don't like Kenny Beats, man. You're scandalous. So, yeah, man. So yeah, I played on a couple records, and like I'm playing on a lot of records. So if you got tracks, send them to me and talk to me on my DMs, bro, because I'm playing on a bunch of people's shit every day. So yeah, I'm doing a record with my boy the Jazz Thug and Javier Santiago and Aaron Janik. We doing a bunch of shit, and that's all on there. I'm still doing the same thing, bro. I'm addicted to this, so I'm gonna figure it out regardless.
Amazing. Really looking forward to hear all this music. Thomas, once again, thank you so much for your time. It's absolutely an honor to have you on the show. And, for all the stuff that you shared with us, I'm sure it's just going to inspire people, to get back to basics and, just work on their art. Thanks so much
Man,
for joining in, man.
what you been working on, bro?
I've been doing a lot of teaching stuff is going on. I'm working on a lot of your stuff as well, practicing the paradiddles and, trying to, work on with both the legs and, double bass stuff. A lot of stuff, different stuff going on, whether it's solo projects, collaborations with a lot of artists as well. So yeah, some exciting times. Generally, we are very busy with our commercial work, but thanks to the lockdown, we are able to focus only on drumming now and nothing else.
I love the way you guys collaborate. I love that, man. When I saw your post and you had just like two percussionists, you had three
Yeah.
percussionists, singer, keyboard player, and I went and checked out each one of those musicians. I was like, man, I just like the way you guys are and just collaborating. I think it's super dope. And
Thank you.
really, really, really want to come out there, bro. Whenever this dies down, I gotta come out there.
Yes, we will surely speak to Zildjian India and make sure that you are here at least for a drum clinic, at least in 4 cities in India.
Man, I'm serious. I'm serious. I want to come out there and study for at least a week or something. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, we've got some amazing teachers, whether it's Carnatic music, whether it's the Hindustani tabla music, There are two different kinds of genres out here, so we can surely hook you up with some amazing teachers out here for sure.
That's awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
love
Thank you. Thank you, Thomas.
it, man.
See
You
you soon,
take
brother. Take care. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you, guys. As you saw, that's Thomas Pridgen. Thank you so much, Tony, for joining in. So many amazing drummers out here. Hey, Yadu, how's it going? Hey, Karun, Shivam, thanks, Hash, everybody for joining in. We're going to be back next week, next Saturday, 6 p.m. With a drummer from India. And hopefully we get to know more about his journey and what he's up to these days. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and I'll see you next week. God bless. Thanks, Roger. Bye.